Hello and welcome to the Ending Body Burnout Show. We are your hosts, Chris and Philly, co-founders of a multi-award-winning functional medicine practice, serving busy people with energy, mood, and gut issues.
While busyness, addictive doing, people-pleasing, and perfectionism might be the norm, it's not normal, and it's a major contributor to health issues.
Our goal with this show is to give you a holistic root cause approach to healing your body so that you don't have to continue doctor or diet hopping or popping a gazillion supplements hoping something might stick.
So get ready to heal your body, get your spark back, deeply connect with yourself, and step into the life of your dreams.
Let's dive in. G'day guys and welcome to this episode of the Ending Body Burnout Show. Merry Christmas, and we're excited to be able to bring this episode to you at this wonderful time of year. It's very apt.
All about shopping addiction.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And scarcity.
It shows that this is not the reason for addictions, but it shows up a lot in this time of year.
Yeah, this is actually what we're going to talk about today came from one of our listeners, sent through a topic that she wanted us to talk about. When I first read it, I'm like, is that kind of like in scope with Ending Body Burnout Show?
For sure.
It absolutely is. So when we think about shopping addiction, scarcity around money or overspending, it's all symptoms. They're all symptoms. They're all signs. And it is something that we have seen a lot with our clients who are in body burnout. So I think it might be useful for you as well. And the reason why we're doing it right now, or why we're releasing this before Christmas, is there's been the Black Friday sales. There's been, Cyber Monday. Then there's the Christmas season. So people are in the shopping habits. So you might notice that things are ramping up for you around shopping, or maybe it's just like, I just struggle with this all year round.
I mean, at the end of the day, I love a good conspiracy theory, and I love looking at manipulation and marketing and all this sort of stuff. At the end of the day, jolly old St. Nicholas is one of the best marketing campaigns in the history of the world. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's all the same. It just plays into humanity's desire to accumulate and purchase and need and have and miss out on things. When they latch onto something that is meaningful, like the real meaning of Christmas, the birth of the Savior, it actually is muddying a beautiful water. You know? Anyway,
do we want to talk about that instead?
No, I just
a little bit segue.
A little bit, but I'm a big fan of freedom, as you guys all know, and manipulation and marketing and influence. It all comes out at this time of the year. That's not the problem that we're talking about. No, the problem
is it's feeding on insecurity.
It's feeding on insecurity.
It's feeding on the root causes of what we'll talk about today.
Yeah, and it comes out at this time of year in droves.
Yeah, and if you're noticing signs, symptoms of this, it is often connected with body burnout. But again, it's not like I have health issues and I also have shopping or like money issues. It's one and the same. At the end of the day, it all comes back to the same root.
Yeah.
So I might read the listener's question, or kind of like her thoughts around this, and then we'll dive into the episode. So she said, I'd love to hear you guys talk into the connection between burnout and shopping addiction, hoarding, struggling to declutter, FOMO of purchasing items, sales, struggling to let go of items. I've noticed in myself and others that shopping interests reduce when feeling healthier and flowful in life.
Super insightful.
Super insightful, especially that last sentence. Now, just for scope of today's episode, we decided to just focus on the shopping side of things. I feel like hoarding and decluttering could be a whole different episode. similar stuff happening underneath the surface, but we'll just focus on the shopping side of things for today. So if you have been online shopping at 2 a.m. for Christmas gifts or at midnight, if you can't resist the Black Friday, the Cyber Monday, the Boxing Day sales, if your credit card is maxed but you're still scrolling, if you feel shame about unopened packages or the clutter, if you buy things and then you feel frustrated with yourself, there's shame, there's guilt, this episode is for you. And we're going to dig into it. We're looking at it through the scope of this can be a symptom of body burnout. Maybe not for everyone, but definitely for some people it can show up. We also want to look at what's underneath the surface, what's actually happening underneath the surface. So let's dig into like some specifics around how this shows up. So if we're talking about shopping addictions, scarcity, seeing as it's kind of like the Christmas season as well, people are buying stuff for other people, we thought we'd throw that into the mix as well. So it can commonly show up as buying stuff for the self to either distract the self or to self-soothe or to comfort self, kind of in a similar way that someone might emotionally eat or maybe scroll on the phone. You might be buying stuff on sale out of scarcity. It's kind of like, it's 50% off now, or like this special rate is going to disappear in 48 hours. Quick, buy. And then later on it's like, I actually didn't need that, but now I've got the thing. It might also show up if you're in burnout and you're exhausted. That often dampers down decision fatigue, or it causes decision fatigue.
Dampens down.
It
breads down.
It breads down. So it can lead to something called decision fatigue, and that actually might show up in your buying habits where it's kind of like, oh, I can't logically, practically think about buying the thing, so I'll just buy all the things. Like, especially maybe if you've got children and you're buying them stuff for Christmas, it's just like, I just like anything that I see, I will buy it. Or it might be the opposite, where the decision fatigue has set in and there's just like paralysis around purchasing things. And in terms of buying stuff for others, so it's lovely thing to do, especially if your love language is gifts, or the person you're giving a gift to is they love gifts. But if you're buying stuff for others out of people pleasing, obligation, external validation, kind of like where I've got to get the perfect gift, or I've got to spend X amount of money, so when I give this present to this person, they will love me. They will know that it's kind of like trying to prove your worth, and also trying to make someone happy, but it can be driven from a place of fear, scarcity. I have to like go over and beyond to make sure people love me. So I might do that through buying them stuff.
It's the archetype of the martyr. You know, I give of my life for others. A rescuer tendency. Heck, even the archetype of the prostitute. I give of my body, I give of my soul for the pleasure of others. It's all kind of different, but of the same sort of ilk, isn't it?
Yeah. For me personally, like, I actually don't resonate with this pattern. Because my pattern is was the complete opposite. So when I was very dysregulated, when I was running a lot of dysfunctional beliefs and patterns, and I was burnt out and sick, the more burnt out and the more dysregulated I became, the more I didn't spend money. So for me, and this might resonate for someone else, the pattern was everything's scary. If I spend my money, I'm going to go bankrupt. I'm going to end up homeless. I'm going to have nothing. So therefore, tighten up the bridges. I don't know what that saying is.
Tighten up the breeches. That means
the breeches?
make your belt tighter. It makes your you've been stingy. So just think about why someone's pants would be baggy,
because they're not eating any food.
So you tighten up the breeches, the breeches.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the Scrooge effect. And that came from a place of fear. it still came from all the same reasons as to why someone would actually spend more money and buy more stuff and accumulate more things and potentially like overgive to others as well.
However, the other side of you might not have had that experience, but I can definitely resonate with the
overspending.
Yeah.
Well, when we got together, I paid all your debts, dude.
You seem to have a little. This sounds like a Philly issue.
I still. Oh yeah.
What, dude?
Need to work on that a little bit.
I think this is amazing.
Well, it's just you want to get into it right now, do you?
No, I do. You seem charged.
No, I'm okay about it now. But it was a major conflict in our.
Are you?
It was a major conflict in our marriage, and look, it will come up still now, and it's just like, Chris.
What do you reckon, listeners? Does it sound like she's got some charge? It feels like she's got some charge here.
Do we really need another special sleeping bag?
We actually do need 3.
No, we don't. It's going to be way too hot where we're going.
No,
I will use a sheet.
3 sheets, yeah.
Anyway.
So what I was getting at before you got distracted by your insecurities is that I definitely can resonate with what the listener said. Her words were when she's in a healthier, flowful state, she feels like she's less prone to this dysfunctional pattern. And so when what's the way? So flowful state equals more empowered living, less dysfunctional patterns. Not flowful state, able to be susceptible to a dysfunctional pattern of spending, FOMO, escaping,
avoiding, comforting in a potentially unhealthy way.
Think about it like a Panadol. This is like a Panadol, right? You're in an uncomfortable state. You got a headache, and you flip the little packet open, pop a couple of pills, little glass of water. Boom. An hour later, the discomfort is gone, right? This is the Panadol. And a lot of times we'll search for, as humans, we'll search for some sort of quick fix to take away the pain or the discomfort. So the discomfort could be something existential. It might be about us. It might be about life or the things. And so we reach for the Panadol. It might not be literally a Panadol. It might be a pair of golf clubs. Something like that.
So, I mean, when I was reflecting on this listener's question too,
we should get sponsors.
I was like, oh yeah, if I think about my spending habits, when I'm regulated, healthy, well, feeling flowful, I actually don't know if I spend more money, but definitely the emotion underneath the spending is spacious, abundant, excited, fun, playful.
You go into your higher state of play, joy, expression, love, connection. Like you get
like, I'll get excited about spending money. I'm like, I want to go on that retreat, and it's a few $1,000s. I'm so excited.
See, I don't like the word spending. For you, it's still kind of like a little bit of insecurity kind of thing. But what you will do, if we just take the semantics out, is you will enjoy life. Like, that's what you'll do when you're in your higher state, when you are empowered in your at your best. You're just fun.
Do you want to have a coaching session with me right now? It's like I'm sensing that there's still a little bit of insecurity. Yeah, I guess, like, maybe if I'm using the word spending, I don't know if I have.
You pay for it.
I don't know if I have any charge underneath that. Invest, like I invest in going to a retreat.
It's just the toll. You pay the toll to get to the other side.
Pay the toll.
You want to go have some fun, so you pay the money.
Pay and spend is.
It's different.
To me, they feel the same. And this is, I mean, okay, little learning here, people, guys? Is that everyone will have their own meaning making around certain words as well. So my question always is, to myself or to a client, does this feel resourceful or unresourceful? if I'm being very honest, the spending is okay, but I got a bit charged when I said, I paid your debt, Chris. So I think that Chris is holding on to flavors of that and now is looking for more of that in my language.
and it's, I don't know. I might be
Okay,
in that. I might be in that kind of mood where I'm just like poking.
If I'm being really honest, I spontaneously, so we're about to go on a 4-week road trip. We're going to drive from Tasmania to Rockhampton. Well, like Melbourne to Rockhampton, because we can't drive over the ocean, but we'll take a boat.
We'll drive into the ferry.
And that came from a place of my daughter had a dream. We'll probably do a podcast while we're on the road, but Elsie had a dream that she went to Queensland. She's like, I really would love to go to Queensland. And me, in my flowful highest state, in that moment, I'm like, let's make it happen. Jumped online, bought some tickets, and then Chris has been spending a lot more money than I thought this holiday would cost. Because now it's like, now we need a rooftop tent, and now we need this, and now we need that.
I don't know.
So
if needs the right word.
perhaps, yeah, there's probably like a little bit of kind of just work through some things with this holiday, which like, what a gift I have to go the next level and release all control. And Chris is organising the whole holiday. All I did was book the tickets to Spirit of Tasmania.
Thank goodness.
And this is the first time I've ever relinquished full control of a holiday. And Chris has actually wanted to organise the holiday, which is also really nice. So it's a new level of growth, people.
If it was up to me to book the tickets, we wouldn't be going on this trip. It wouldn't be booked.
We wouldn't.
Because I'd be still Googling like the right type of rooftop tent.
Okay, yeah. All right, so what's happening at the root of all of this? Let's get back to the topic. Stop talking about me.
This is fun. Okay, yeah, this is why we do what we do, because we're really interested. This is like not only what we're good at and trained at, we actually really enjoy it.
We also embody it.
Jinx.
It's just like, yeah, okay, if I'm being really honest and I'm not masking or pretending that I don't know, this trip is bringing some stuff up and I'm working through it.
All right.
I paid your debts. Anyway.
Amazing. Can I go back to what I was saying about like when I'm in my when the listener's in her flowful state, she feels like she can live more functionally. She doesn't have the dysfunctional pattern of FOMO and fear-based dysfunction.
Yeah, and needing to buy stuff to feel good.
Have to, need to, got to, must do, should do, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so I can resonate with that. When I'm in a victim mentality, when I'm a victim to my circumstance, when I have allowed myself to be pushed over and I take it and I'm, this, I don't know if this resonates with anybody, but when life is happening to me, and I want to escape from that, when I feel like I'm a little bit pressured, or I just need some time by myself, or I just need everybody go away. Chris just needs some Chris time. Dad needs some dad time, blah, blah, blah. I feel good when I'm solving problems. And some of the problems that I like to solve when I'm in this mentality is, what would be really good is if I could have the thing to do the stuff. And that would be really cool. Like have the tool. And it might be literally a tool, like a, what's the word? Like a drill or a drill bit or a shovel or something to get the thing done. But it's something that I don't have that I want to have so that I can do the thing. That's victim mentality. That's have, do, be. It could also be, what would be really good is if instead of having Airbnb, we have a rooftop tent to sleep in. That would be really cool. And then we could do the holiday. That would be really cool. And then we could be happy. Or if we could have this particular tool, like a software tool, then we could be able to do something and then we could be able to have or be blah, blah, blah. Victim mentality. When I'm in victim mentality, a clear, like, hello is spending. And I feel like this is something that I definitely don't feel like I run it as much, but sometimes it's like, oh, wow, that's interesting. I've just popped into that pattern again. Why have I gone there? So that's interesting.
I feel like if we use the holiday as an example, maybe there's a better example, but I think sometimes too it might be like a safety thing, like with you.
Certainty.
Yeah, if you
Connection.
get into a unresourceful pattern of like we need this and we need this and we need this and we need this, it's kind of like your brain suddenly it's kind of like, I feel like, I don't know if it was conditioned through army, but it's like I need to make sure all bases are covered so that we don't get stuck.
I think my dad was military, his dad was military. So I come from a long line of either criminals or military. What's the difference? Just kidding. Maybe not.
But I think and I wouldn't say that would be in all areas, but it's definitely, I've noticed that I think it's shown up, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, with this 4-week road trip where we're going like out back and we're going to places where we don't know. Because I'm like, we don't need 2 jerry cans. Like, surely there's going to be petrol stations. It will be, right? And you're like, no, but what if we're not? It's kind of like zombie apocalypse. Chris comes out.
What just happened
like,
there?
I have to make sure I've got the Taj Mahal of all things for this adventure. Same when we go hiking. It's just like, you're taking a long time to pack for a 5-hour hike up a mountain.
So welcome everybody to our deep and meaningful conversation between Philly and myself. We hope you've enjoyed this conversation. Philly and I will be back with some after we've had some words with ourselves.
Okay, anyway, so let's go back to shopping. I mean, because all of this is, everything that Chris and I have kind of been unpacking in real time around each other or for ourselves.
Welcome everybody to being the fly on the wall while we unpack this stuff with us.
There's going to be stuff that comes back to childhood programming.
Yeah.
Chris just mentioned army, criminal. I feel like
that was hundreds of years ago, the criminal part, by the way.
I feel like some of the scarcity patterns was because in my childhood there was bankruptcy at one point. We also worked really hard. Like, I was out, I'm going to say every day, but it was probably like only in the holidays or maybe once on the weekend, in my dad's flower farm, planting bulbs in frozen soil and getting like $3 an hour and saving my pennies. So there was stuff there, and it's going to be different for everyone. So if you're someone who is stuck in a pattern of like just overbuying for yourself, there might be things like, well, maybe in your childhood you felt loved when you got gifts because you were not receiving love or having your emotional needs met in a different way. And so, then that becomes patterned and programmed. Maybe you had a parent who said, well, you can only get that thing when it's on sale, or we can't afford that, you can only have that. And as a child's always thinking, what just happened? What does it mean about me? So potentially you might have internalized things like, I can only have nice things when they're on sale. And then that could project as an adult in terms of like buying with scarcity when there's sales, and then like regretting your decision afterwards when it's just like, far out, I did it again. I don't need the thing. But it's always coming from a place of I have to prove that I'm good enough. So underneath all of the patterns, even if they're coming from childhood programming, there's always going to be a deep unconscious core belief of not enoughness, broken, unlovable, not worthy, whatever it is. And
somewhere.
Yeah. And if we're thinking about like Christmas time, if you're shopping for others and you're like, far out, I'm like way overdoing this. Again, there might be things where like it's a way that you received love and affection. And so therefore it's like, well, I'll feel loved by others when I can buy them more things. Maybe there was approval through gifts. maybe you're a parent and you have stories around your ability to be a mum or a dad. So it's like, well, if I don't buy enough, the kids aren't going to be happy and I'm going to be a bad mum and they're not going to love me. It's all going to come back to deeper stories, deeper beliefs about self.
There's got to be some sort of chemical thing going on when we're in that state too, right?
Yeah, so physically as well, it can be really common that there's low dopamine, which is feeding an addiction, where it's like, well, shopping, when I scroll online or I'm in the shops and there's pretty things and I'm buying it and I put it on, it's like, yay, happy days. You're getting these dopamine hits. But if it becomes an addiction, it actually burns out dopamine, which increases it even more. And especially if you have feelings of guilt or shame or regret around your spending habits, then that's going to suck your neurotransmitters dry. It's going to cause more stress hormones in your body, so you can lead into adrenal fatigue. And other body systems can become imbalanced, which then impacts the brain even more so. So it can become a vicious cycle when your body systems start burning out as well, and it makes it hard to stop. Okay. So when you can resolve all of that, because if we come back to the listener said, oh, I've noticed that when I feel healthier and I'm in a more flowful state, my shopping desires, needs, wants just start kind of like easing down. These are the reasons why. So when your body systems are balanced, when your nervous system is regulated, you feel safe. So you're not either like spending or not spending out of fear or trying to comfort yourself in an unhealthy way. And also, like, if the brain is healthy, you're not looking for those dopamine hits. If you are able to reprogram, rewire deep beliefs about self that are more empowering, that are going to help you to be the person that you want to be, immediately that creates self-trust and internal safety. So it's kind of like, I've got my own back. I don't need all that pretty stuff to feel good about myself because I am my own internal validator. I don't need stuff to make me feel good because I make me feel good. Or if you're in the other camp where you have struggled to spend money, it's like, I'm resourceful. I trust myself. I make good decisions. If I choose to pay for the thing, is that the language that you encouraged one to use instead of spend?
Do you want me to say this word? Will that make you happy?
If I spend the money on this thing, I know it's safe because I make good choices. I'm not going to do something that's going to cause me to be out in the streets. So the body feels safe. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to self-soothe through shopping or not shopping. And yeah, there's more urgency. And this is the interesting thing, that urgency of like, I need to buy the thing. It actually starts fading. And so that's so much easier than trying to willpower your way to change. Like, imagine if you're just willpowering and saying, I'm not going to spend anything for a whole year.
Boring.
Blah. I mean, like, boring, but also it's traumatizing to the self. When you heal the root issues, the urgency just disappears because the signal, the symptom, the sign doesn't need to be there anymore. Like, it just disappears, dissipates.
Okay. So before we do this bit, I have a frame. So I'm looking at our show notes. Okay, imagine your. Okay, we've got two daughters. I'm imagining one of my daughters coming up to me and just being like, Dad, 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 and then I turn
pulling on the sleeve.
Yeah, and I look down and I just say, this makes me feel sick every time I say this. Shut up, you little idiot. Rack off. You're so annoying. What? I don't have time for you right now. This is way more important than anything you've got to say. I mean, like what? What do you even want? And then they look up at you and like, the house is on fire, Dad. And we're all going to die. And it's like, oh, wow, it is. I'm sorry. I just shut you down. Let me just scroll back up for a second. These things aren't character flaws. Like, your shopping addiction is not a character flaw. It's your body's survival strategy. It's a signal coming from your unconscious mind that you feel in danger. When you get those little sleeve tugs from whatever, it could be from, I noticed that I'm shopping quite a lot. I noticed that I'm using spending aversion. I noticed that I have XYZ dysfunctional pattern, or XYZ other dysfunctional pattern. Like, you're not broken, but it's a beautiful, loving signal that something's up and you feel in danger.
I like it. All right. Let's give some, obviously, like, to really get to the root, come join us inside the Ending Body Burnout Method. We will talk about your spending habits if that's a dysfunctional that pops up, but we'll also heal your body and all parts of you so that you have the most beautiful life.
Yeah.
The doors do open beginning of Feb, which is actually not too long away now, so that's exciting.
February, at this stage, it looks like February the 11th, but that may change.
Yeah. Okay, but we'll end up with, I guess, just some little tips, some strategies, some coaching questions that you could use if you do feel like you're running the pattern around overbuying, overspending, maybe some scarcity patterns as well. So if you are noticing the pattern where it's like, I really want to buy that thing, when the urge hits, just take notice. Like, there might be a context that happens. It might be a time of day that happens. It might happen after stress or after conflict. So when you can become aware of what might be causing the pattern to become activated within you, that can be really useful data, because then you can do different things around that to help dial it down.
Also, don't shoot yourself down too quickly. Just be aware. You can't have, we say this a lot, you can't have awareness and judgment at the same time. Before you rubber stamp this as, I have a problem, just kind of notice that and just be, that's interesting. Rather than, you stupid, dumb, idiot face. Like, why am I going to do this stupid, dumb, idiot thing again? Before you go into that road, just curiosity, compassionate, awareness.
Yeah. And becoming curious around, like, what you're actually feeling. So this urge of, I need to buy the thing. It's like, cool, that's a surface level pattern, but what are you feeling? Are you feeling...
That's the Panadol. That the purchase is the Panadol.
Yeah. It's like, are you seeking relief? Are you seeking comfort? Are you avoiding? Are you feeling inadequate or not enough? Or is it coming from a place of obligation? The obligation one, if you're buying for other people, are you buying this out of fear or out of love? Is a really nice way of kind of just leaning into, is this like a resourceful pattern that I have, or unresourceful?
Sorry.
Okay.
Some people don't resonate with fear either. So another fear word that doesn't sound like fear is compulsion. Another word that sounds like, that is compulsion that doesn't sound like compulsion is have to or should do. Both of those things are out of fear. When you say, I better or I have to, like if I think about putting my girls to bed, or some people might think about things like, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Like, I better put my girls to bed. I have to put my girls to bed. What happens if I don't? I'm afraid of something happening.
I have to pay my fiance's debt.
I have to pay my fiance's debt. I have to buy a Christmas present for this person. Why? Well, I'm compelled to. Why? Well, I should. Yeah, but why? Because they won't think that I love them. What would be the problem with that? And what would that mean about you?
Yeah. And if you're feeling compulsed, is that a word? If you're feeling compulsed to buy something for you,
yep.
A lovely question you can ask to just internally to yourself is, do I need this, or do I actually need to feel something? It could also be, do I want this? Like, it's also fine to just want something. But if you're doing it from a place of avoidance of feeling something, then feeling into that.
If you're going into debt and you're spending a lot of money and you can't save, well, that's a problem. and that could be a great answer to the question, how is this a problem? You know, so just taking a moment to just notice the pain, notice the discomfort, and you were reaching for the Panadol of the purchase, but just before you judge yourself, just notice, ooh, I've been adding a few things to cart. Why do I want this?
Then you can also do things like pattern interrupt. This actually came from my business coach, Tina Tower. So she had this problem where it's just like, dopamine, fluffy things. Oh, buy all the things online. Especially, I think she said during COVID, she just went nuts. It's like, I am trapped in this house in Sydney and I just want to buy all the things. So she decided, like, if she saw something online that she wanted, she saved it. Like, she put it in like a little wish list, but then waited 24 hours to then check in with herself and say, do I really need this? Or do I really, really, really want this? And when she gave herself 24 hours, most of the time it was like, no, actually, you don't need that. And then sometimes it was a yes, but it was a real yes. So that can be really helpful if you just like slow it down, because remember the compulsion will be coming from a place of not enoughness, trying to prove, trying to comfort, trying to avoid, trying to get rid of the thing that you don't want to feel. So sometimes even that 24 hours just allows that to dissipate anyway, and then you don't need the thing. And if we're working with the brain as well, so like, again, I'd always say, well, let's actually test the brain. Let's see where your levels are at. Let's support your dopamine levels in a really therapeutic way. But also in the interim of healing that, or if you have a brain that is wired for dopamine hits, like I'm thinking about something like ADHD, it's like, well, cool, like you can still find and use dopamine hits, but can they be more healthy, resourceful ones that don't actually burn out more dopamine? They actually lift the dopamine up and it's therapeutic. So that might be something like going outside in the sun. I don't know. What are some dopamine hits that are healthy?
I call them sparks. They are, I need a new word because we use that for something else now.
Yeah.
Like, they all start with S. Sun, steps, sipping sparkling water.
Socializing.
Sex.
Oh.
Cuddles, that doesn't
Not
start with
spending.
S. Spending. Spending time,
Spending time,
connection, socializing, all this sort of stuff.
Salsa dancing. So, you know, yeah,
swimming.
You will
showers.
know, like if you strip back the noise, if you strip back the noise, you can then tap into yourself. Is this a resourceful dopamine hit, or is this actually dragging my dopamine levels down? You'll know. Boundaries for others might be really helpful, especially if you're in the pattern where you're like overspending on other people. So just, I mean, really practically, who are you buying for? How much is your budget? And stick to it. And if the little thoughts and feelings pop up that it's like, oh, but maybe this isn't enough, or oh, maybe they would also like that, or I don't know, like now I'm seeing underneath the Christmas tree that Sasha bought Sonia XYZ and I've only got like one little present, and now she's going to think less of me. Again, like, this is awareness work and talking to different parts of yourself.
It's pretty childish as well. Like, you know, it's very immature, half cooked, half baked. So,
yeah.
And that's where you are on a little bit of a low, below the line, insecure kind of thing. And
also, if there is a person that is really needy for gifts and they're disappointed in the gift, like a nice reframe might be,
shut up, that's what you get.
Well, no, it's like
sorry.
That's a them issue, not a me issue. I know I'm enough. I don't have to prove myself through how much money or how many things I give you.
You should be grateful.
So go and join Chris and Philly.
I'm just kidding with those ones.
Oh dear. And then also for yourself as well. So some questions might be, will I use this in the next month? Is this just only going to be a one-time thing, and is it worth it? Or am I going to get use out of this? Is it going to help me become the person that I want to be? Like, I'm kind of thinking about, spending money on a program like the Ending Body Burnout Method. It's like, cool. Like, if you're not going to use it, don't buy it. But if you're going to use it and it's going to better yourself and you're actually going to become the person you want to become, beautiful way of spending your money.
Yeah. Plus, if you're not really into using it, we're just going to annoy you anyway. Like with the questions that we ask, which it's not worth it. Don't work with us if you're not really wanting it.
Yeah. And again, like another question, am I just wanting to buy this because I'm trying to feel an emotional need? That's a clear indicator that there's actually a better way to solve the discomfort that you're having versus just the spending. And then there can be some real strategic things, like if you're on heaps of marketing emails and you're constantly getting sucked into the clothing stores and the jewelry and the makeup and
that's me.
The camping gear.
Okay, that's
and
me.
It's just like, I'm like just way overdoing this. Unsubscribe. Out of sight, out of mind, hopefully. If you're following accounts that you just like, just like censor yourself a bit. That can be managey. If that's the only thing that you do, like still do the deep work, but in the interim, it can just help dial down the spending habits.
I walk into Kathmandu or into All Goods and they're like, "Hey, Chris." I'm like, "Hey."
All right. Well, this is a fun one. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you have some lovely
Merry Christmas
gifts underneath the Christmas tree.
Merry Christmas.
But the best gift is your presence. Mic drop.
Have the best time ever. See you and you. And you.
Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you. If you'd like to give us extra smiles, drop us a review and spread the love by sharing this episode.
You can also rate your own state of burnout and the root cause contributors by taking our Ending Body Burnout Assessment on our website. And if you're interested in learning about our group or one-on-one Ending Body Burnout programs, shoot us a DM via Instagram or Facebook.
Have the best day ever.